Hello everyone, Paulo P13 here, and welcome to today's video. Today's video, I'm talking about Blitz. This is kind of incorporating a video I wanted to make way back in the day when all my tech problems started, and some new information and a lot of gameplay. So basically, I'm going to talk about my experience trying to get in the top 1500 with the way that Blitz was. I'm going to be blitzing right now. Honestly, because I need blitz points, and I might as well show you guys some fun gameplay instead of just me be talking the whole time. I'm going to try and keep it as compact as possible, showing as little non-gameplay footage as possible. That's all going to be live, of course, so things might go wrong, and I'm just going to discuss the changes, whether I think they're good changes or bad changes, and some issues I've seen, and some stuff like that. So I really do hope you guys enjoy this, and let's start getting to it. First off, let's get to Blitz. It's an M'Baku Blitz. As you may know, I am building up my Wakandans, and I'm just going to go through some of my Blitz teams and have some fun. You guys haven't seen my Blitz teams in a while, and I'm going to just try and go through with that. Let's see. No. Okay. This is by far the best bet right here, so let's try this battle right here. Okay, hopefully this is not too laggy. So here's the first team. You can see it's my Kree team. I'm going to work on Crossbones because he might actually detonate, because this team, it's a really weird power balance. My Minerva and my Kree Oracle carry most of the weight on this team, actually, so it's kind of weird. But anyways, so what is my experience getting in the top 1500? Well, I have made the top 1500 twice in my entire time playing this game, and the highest I've ever reached when pushing in Blitz was 1,391st, and that was for a Falcon Blitz. So it took me a lot of effort to do that, because my roster, I have a decent sized roster, but I'm far from the biggest in the game, and I don't have that much time. I'm a very busy person. I'm in medical school, so I don't have a lot of time to really push. But that weekend, I think it was a weekend Blitz, I was able to, because, well, I was the only one in town, and class had just finished, and I really had nothing else to do, and I was honestly bored and probably not in my best of mental states, going to be honest with you. And so I just blitzed, and I'm like, well, I've already done this much, so I'm at this point, it would make less sense to stop than to keep going. So for some reason, I decided to torture myself for those extra 50 shards, and I made top 1500. I got 1,391st, 1391st, however you want to say it. And I got to top 1500, which got me 85 Falcon shards instead of the 35, so that got me an extra 50 shards, and that was great. It was enough to get me up to 5 stars on my Falcon, which, when all is said and done, increased his current power level at that time by 1,300 power. And how much was I actually blitzing for this? I was blitzing a lot. Oops, I may have just hit the microphone. Let's try not to hit the microphone. But I was doing a lot of work, a lot of efforts on this. I think I only missed a few rotations when I was awake, and I would do pretty much my full roster, not my full roster, but my main teams all of these times, which was incredibly frustrating, because a lot of my teams, they can win on tier 8 against anyone, but I do have a few teams, well, the old tier 8 on against anyone. I do have quite a few teams also that I need to be very careful with the matchup. And they're just, for instance, my massive Mystic team gets me a lot of points, but it never beats defenders. And I would only have defenders options, so I'd have to keep trying. And I'd say, honestly, 40% of my time was spent looking for teams to fight. All right, I'll continue this after I pick another team. But just remember, 40% of my time spent on finding teams to fight alone. Okay, so this is the matchup I'm going to go with. It's my villains team versus this here team. It does have Minerva and Captain Marvel, which is very terrifying. But fortunately, that Captain Marvel isn't big, and the Minerva might be big enough that it actually hurts the rest of their team. Like they're not going to be doing enough damage. Okay, I have no idea what that means. It must be something from Blue Stocks. Anyways, that's fun. Can I get rid of that? Okay, I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. Anyways, what was I saying? Alright, so I hope the Minerva's too big and makes the rest of the team not do enough damage. So let's try this, and when we get into the battle, I'll keep talking about what I was talking about. Okay, so I'm already getting hit by Captain Marvel. And I think it confirms that the Captain Marvel won't be as dangerous just due to the power levels. Anyways, so what I was saying is it took me about 40% of my time was spent actually just looking for matchups. I should stop talking with my hand. But that's a lot of my time. And the rest of it was obviously doing the fights and loading time because my Wi-Fi is not exactly good. So I always have to consider my loading time. And overall, for each rotation, it was taking me about an hour. So I would do all my rotation. And sometimes it would even take like an hour and a half. And if it was really annoying, I had one that took me 2 hours. So by the time I finished my rotation, it was time to start a rotation again. So overall, it was an absolute mess. It was way too time consuming. You didn't get enough points. The battles were the same battles for every team. Like, as long as I didn't do something stupid and lose, I would be on tier 8-3 of Blitz the whole time, and I would fight the same teams with all of my teams. It was the same exact people. It was so repetitive, and it was so many fights against the defenders. Like, even if I can beat the defenders, not every one of my teams can, but it gets boring after a while. So there were just so many fights, so repetitive, and you were all getting the same thing. I'll continue this once we get another team in here. Okay, so I'm going to use my Avengers team here against this mismatched team. I don't see any issues. I'm a little confused at the massive power difference. They have a really big bullseye and a really big nebula, and I will be very sad if I lose because their bullseye is just too big. But I think I should be plenty fine. Okay. So like I said, it was very repetitive. You're fighting the same few teams over and over again. And you're spending a lot of time doing it. Like I said, I had some rotations that literally went straight into the next rotation. And basically, that meant I would have to be blitzing for, I don't know, every 2 hours, an hour. So I was probably up for like 12 hours, at least 14 hours. So you're doing 7 rotations, 7 hours a day. You probably spent in a weekend a full day doing blitz rotations, which is insane. And I have medical school to be worried about, so I did not have time to do that. And at that point, it honestly made me not hate the game and want to quit the game, but it made me very tired of blitz. And after that point, I didn't even make top 10% for the next several blitzes. I would just get my milestones and then stop. Nothing, like, I always liked blitzing, and it made it my least favorite thing to do in the entire game. The amount of blitzing and just the whole system. So to me, it was clearly time where they needed to make a change. And stuff that I thought needed to change the most, I thought the scores were getting really high. And I understand that just more people playing the game, people's rosters are improving, the scores are going to get higher. That makes sense to me. But I didn't want it to be like this eternal thing where you are never going to catch up to the people at the top because they just keep making the scores bigger and bigger and bigger. And it honestly felt like top 10% was starting to get out of reach. Like, I was hoping that somehow, like, maybe instead of top 1,500, they'd make it a percentage point, or they'd make it less time consuming to actually get up to that point, where you don't have to blitz for a day every weekend, like a full day out of 3 days, so 1/3 of your time. Spend all that just blitzing in order to get top 1,500 unless you have the best roster. Because I wasn't losing many fights at all. It's just, and I have a big roster. Right now I'm over 3 million collection power, but I wasn't at the time. So just some way that you would get more points faster, and that wouldn't make it so that everyone's just getting more points. So that it had to be specific to some people. So if you put in the work or you did something different, that you had a higher chance. Let's just finish this off here, and we'll keep talking after that. Beautiful. Great job, Hulk. You know, I'm going to try this matchup. It's the same team, and it's a pretty decent punch-up. I don't have a lot of faith in this working well, but perhaps their RNG just goes really bad. And it'll tie into what I'm talking about, so I'm fine with this. Let's see how it goes. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? Let's do a strange first. Anyways, so you needed to be able to they needed to make it different, and you have some sort of way that you could get a lot more, you can gain ground on people that have that have more time or have bigger rosters. And so, and make it so that you didn't have to be as picky with your fights, so you weren't fighting the same teams, and yet you were more okay with losing. Because for me, it felt like if I lost, that could derail an entire rotation, and it just made it feel like you wasted so much time just trying to get through that one rotation for nothing. So they made a lot of changes in this Blitz, and I have noticed some issues with it, but I've noticed a lot of good things too, and I would very much like to discuss that. As you noticed, I have been playing, and I've actually been playing pretty steadily. I haven't had any issues having to pick like 6-7 teams to find a good matchup, which I used to have all the time. Okay, that was horrendous RNG. Let's do this. I haven't had a lot of those issues that I'm used to having. Now, the teams are much stronger, much quicker, which is unfortunate. But however, it also leads to you being more okay to lose because it doesn't make as much of a difference to your overall ranking, because you can get back up just as fine and you're getting more points per battle. So that all is really good, and it's exactly what I was hoping for. I can get top 10% without much effort at all. I know that's a little roster dependent, and my roster is big enough that it makes it easier, and I should be able to get top 10% without much issue. But now for some of these blitzes, I actually feel like that's unfortunate. I actually have a chance to get higher, and I could push every once in a while. I won't do it all the time, but I could theoretically make a push for top 1500. All I would have to do is be smart about my battles, and keep pushing, and figure out which teams can win where, which is something I've always wanted to do. It was kind of getting to the point where all my teams could easily win against any matchup, and that just killed my whole team. Oh well. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, I probably wouldn't win that, but I thought that would be fun anyways. But I got to a point where I thought all my teams could win any battle at any tier, and it just was kind of boring. It took the theory crafting out of it. Just put in the Brotherhood, they'll win no matter what. Put in Guardians, they'll win no matter what. Now, they might not. And you're still going to get a lot of points, and it's not going to be overly detrimental. That's why I was okay taking this battle, but just to show it's all right to lose every once in a while now. And to me, that made a huge difference. Yeah, you're not going to win every battle, but that's fine. So am I a fan of this? Yeah. Is it harder to deal with the fact that you're losing? Does it kind of play with your ego a little? Yeah, it hurts my pride when I lose, especially if I feel like I could have done it. But it really makes you test things. And I'll continue talking after I find another battle. I don't want to make this too long, and if I just stay here on empty screens talking, it will be too long. So let's carry on. This one doesn't take much thought to pick a team. The first team I see when I pick my Kree team here is just a bunch of mixed-matched characters, so I'm definitely going to take this fight. Okay, so you can see that they start pretty quick. But anyways, like I was saying, the fact that you do have to do major punch-ups actually lets you practice and figure out the capabilities of all of your teams. Like, before, I never would have had a chance to try and punch up 200,000 against defenders. Now I do, and I know whether I can do it or not. You don't really know how much you can accomplish and how much your teams can do and what teams can do what unless you practice or you test it out. So this, honestly, this update has been game-changing for me in War. I am just doing so much better at figuring out exactly what my teams can do, because I don't have to just I don't know, I've never tried it, but maybe I can make it happen. Now, of course, you don't have any variables. Like, I can't just be like, well, obviously with defense down, this team is going to win, and it still takes a lot of thought, but I think it adds a lot more theory crafting, and it brings me back to the point in the that I used to love about Blitz. You're practicing, you're learning, and you can learn even more. It's not just like, well, these are the 5 teams that can beat defenders. If they're not defenders, don't fight it. I'm getting a larger variety of teams. I'm getting more points per battle. I'm losing more, but I'm blitzing less, playing faster, having a bit more fun. Now, so for me, these blitz changes, I love every blitz change they did. And I think there are still things they can do. I think that the ranking, the amount of effort it takes to get the top 1500 versus the amount of reward is not even. And I won't do it unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, I might make a fool of myself trying, If Coulson ends up being a Blitz character and you're going to need to get top 1500, like if not top 100, I'm not even talking about that. I'm not going near top 100. But you might need that to even have a chance at unlocking him. Yeah, I might make a fool of myself for it. But the amount of effort it takes to get that little extra reward is not really even. So I think they really need to make it higher rewards, like for the higher tiers, and maybe add maybe an in-between tier, like top 15% would have been top 15%, top 10%, like top 2%, top 5%. That would be great. I don't know why I said 15, but something that kind of rewards you for your effort a little more evenly. One thing I absolutely loved that I thought was fair, because there's a lot of people that try for top 1500 and don't make it, but they just kind of get left out and they don't get any reward if they're 1501, and that's just really unfortunate. I loved when they have the orb fragments that drop every single time you do a blitz battle or have a chance. I prefer it when it's every time, even if it's lower drops, because you really feel like you're accomplishing something. So it's not as painful to keep pushing past where you thought you could go, or even if you don't think you can get top 1500, but you want to get more shards, well, you still have a chance. Just keep blitzing every battle you do. For no matter how powerful you are, it's going to make a difference eventually. So I thought that was really a great way of doing it, and I think there's a lot they can work on, but I'm so far really like the changes. I'm just going to carry on, and I'll keep talking once we get back to the blitzing. Okay, so this is my new aim team here, and this is the best matchup I can find. It's not an ideal matchup. That Captain Marvel can be a massive pain in the butt, but no one else really poses that much of a threat to this team, so I'm going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work, but this would be a good time to find out. Okay, so overall, some things that I would like to note that are positives. There was a clear issue with Blitz before. They realized this and they made changes. Most of the changes that they made addressed a lot of these issues and improved it. And I think overall that is really good signs, and I'm very thankful for it. And I'm very pleased in that regard. Now some things that aren't so great. There's a lot of glitches. They need to fix these glitches because it's getting bad. Like, not even knowing how many blitz points you're going to get for actually taking part in a battle. That's the weirdest blitz glitch I've ever seen, but it's really detrimental. It can be really bad, obviously, but I would like to know how many points I'm going to get every time I'm going to do a battle, and I need to, because it's not worth it as much sometimes to do really big punch-ups or others versus different teams. It really matters. We need to know how many points we're going to get for the blitz battle, so that's something very important to me, and that's just an unfortunate issue, and I'm sure they're going to fix it. It's just sad that we have this issue. It's a weird issue, and I don't know what to say much more than that needs fixed, and that's obviously a negative that they have a glitch like that. The other thing I have seen going around is people with 3-star... Oh, I should have definitely attacked Crossbones. Someone here is not paying attention. Oh, good, I stunned the Hulk when it's going to cleanse it right away. Perfect. Let's punch him really hard with a monstrosity. That should do with the trick. Okay, while I'm here, let's finish off Hulk because he's angry, and I don't like an angry Hulk. He is no longer angry. Let me deal with Scarlet Witch. Why am I not dealing with... I'm not paying enough attention. Okay, anyways. There's people with 3-star Phoenix in Arena or 2-star Ultrons, and you're facing a lot of these really good characters at levels that you really shouldn't be facing them. That's something that they should try and fix the coding on. You're not supposed to have to fight a character that isn't unlockable at that level. So, I don't know. No more 2-star Ultrons? That seems reasonable. And I know it's sad that you're going to get some of these meta teams occasionally early in Blitz. Personally, I'm okay with that. I think that's better, keeping it more random than the alternative of you only get metas at the very end of Blitz. The beginning of Blitz is absolutely boring. And then once you get to the end of Blitz, it's going to be a massive pain in the butt because you're just going to face the same couple of teams over and over and over again. Because I still find some different teams on the final tier of Blitz now that I never would have found before. So obviously there's major pros and there's major cons with the new update. But most of the cons, I think, are just glitches. and I very much like the system. I think it fixes a lot of the issues, and I'm very happy with it. And I'm very content blitzing. So, in the spirit of it, and I haven't been around a long time, I'm just going to keep blitzing for you guys. That pretty much wraps up my thoughts on the matter. I think it's good. I like it. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. And just to prove I'm having fun, I'll blitz more, either until I get up to tier 8-3 or I get 1700. Why can't I think right now? I'm tired. I get to 750,000 points. One of those two. Finish the milestones, finish the tiers. We'll see. Let's have some fun. Okay, this is how I like to run my power armor. You can see I'm still a little mixed matched in powers, and ironically my biggest person on it is my Vulture. I like Vulture here because I like Vision elsewhere, and I find this as a really good way to just punch up a lot against defenders. Never really faced a Jessica Jones list defenders in this with the double damage threats of Punisher and Miss Marvel and such, but this will be a fun place to try, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so the way I like to do it is I like to target the person next to Luke Cage. Unless it's in war and I'm defense downed, then I don't do that. I just run this special here by Vulture. He does it really early and he gets slow and offense down on a lot of the characters, and that's really great. And you'll see why I just enjoy this matchup. It's really nice if Punisher is adjacent too, but oh well. It's also nice if they have Deflect actually. Deflect is not too bad. But just like a random buff each, so like engineering or something. What am I going to do? Let's try Punisher here. Okay, Iron Man, that was a good shot. Not too bad for someone that's being almost de-legendaried right now. So now when I use this, it brings back the turn meter. So I'm still going to take the Punisher ult, and it will kill my Vulture. I've never not died from that. So obviously this would not be a raid situation, but I just love that it practically guarantees that I get to this point where everyone has their offense up and pretty much full turn meter, and their Luke Cage hasn't taunted, and I can just start going ult after ult after AoE after AoE after AoE on them, and I don't have much to worry about because you spend so much time just not letting a few of them go, especially Luke Cage. Now, if Punisher is by Luke Cage, you can rewind his turn meter and slow him down enough that he actually won't take that turn, and that's really nice. But if he ever gets that turn off, my Vulture's going to die. But there you go. You see, that's my version of the Power Armor team, and I have a lot of fun with it. Okay, I'm going to use my defenders, and I'm going to try this punch-up right here. It's a bit rough. Don't like the Spider-Man Deadpool combo, especially Gamora going first. Going to take a decent amount of early damage, but at least there's no Miss Marvel, so let's see how this goes. Okay, here we are. Let's throw these up here. Take a bunch of damage. Iron Fist does the healing right there. Let's just work on Spidey. That's great. That's what I was hoping for too. Yep. There we go. Counterattack. Let's see if Punisher will attack here. Get some energy. Nice. And of course everyone but Wolverine gets defense up. Not what I was hoping for, but that's the way it is. Great time for that evade. Let's just do this here. Is he going to stun? Yes, he is. Oh, now Deadpool's going after my JJ. Let's heal up. Let's heal up, like I said. Let's actually hit the button successfully this time. I was really hoping the double attack there. Let's just finish off Spider-Man. Okay. This should be enough to finish off Gamora. Maybe this will finish off Deadpool. Now that will get rid of the stun on Luke Cage. Start working on Wolverine. This is going to put him down below 50 and he's probably going to ult. Oh well. Just kind of going quickly here. What am I talking about? I can just do this on auto at this point. And there we go. They're using all the abilities that make the least amount of sense. I'm pretty sure that's what auto means. Okay, this would have been quicker if I just did it. Oh well. There we go. It's done. Let's carry on to the next battle. Okay, here's my Fantastic Four going against a mixed match team. Should be fun. Okay, here we are. Let's start working on Rocket. Pretty good damage. Namor with the assist. That's nice. Do some AoE here with Namor. Offense upped, which is pretty nice. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's pretty useful. And give some offense down all around. And some barrier. Working on Mantis right now. Which basically makes her, if she's low on health, it makes the first move. She gains health and someone else loses health, which is fun. Let's just go for the big hit here on Hulk. There we go. So if anyone's wondering if the thing does some good damage, the thing does some pretty good damage. He's not the most essential part of this team, but I think this team is a lot of fun. It's not my favorite team. There's some things that I think could be improved. Okay, look, that got the kill and the stun. I don't like the fact that Mr. Fantastic's stun is a 50% chance, that you need the orange ability materials for 100. You can't really plan on it, but oh well. I'm not building this team up the most, so it's fun for what it is. It's really nice in war. Gets me some easy wins, and if I built them up, they'd be even stronger, but I just have other priorities right now. My favorite character on the team is actually Mr. Fantastic, not even Invisible Woman or Human Torch, which are most people's, but I really enjoy Mr. Fantastic and how he works with them. It's a lot of fun. I would actually want to one day try maybe putting Miss Marvel in as a 5th and just have a lot of assists and have some fun. That's pretty much my thought on that, but I like this team. All right, I'll do 3 more battles, I think. Yeah, let's do 3 more battles and have some fun with that. Okay, here I am. Got my Wakandans. I'm going to go against this BKT team here and have some fun with this and see how it goes. Here we are. Now, here's the issue. Ideally, putting defense down on Minerva would be fantastic, but due to the defense up, it doesn't make it really likely. So I'm going to just try and clear that defense up first. Now let's get offense up on my Black Panther. Let's get all that defense up and start hitting away. Let's use this special. Gets a fair amount of damage there. Obviously, she's going to heal herself up a fair bit, but it's nice to get her started. And now I'm going to be able to eat quite a bit of damage right here from Rocket and Star-Lord. My M'Baku takes damage very well. Okay, so now I've got ability blocks on 2 of them. And now here comes all the bleeds and health stealing, which is going to make their team all stronger. Groot being an even more annoying person. How do I want to play this? I could easily do that. I wasn't paying attention to where the energy went on Rocket, so I'm going to take a risk here and just hope for the best, essentially. That's my plan. Let's go here. That's going to make that a lot easier. Not going to get an assist no matter where I put it, so it doesn't matter. Let's just use this ult. Get some damage all around, which is quite nice. Now I can start working on Rocket. What's that going to cleanse? That's going to cleanse his immunity. So heal blocking him doesn't do anything. Got resisted. Okay, there we go. That's what I was hoping for. Got the basic, not the ult. Got some blinds, but it doesn't really matter because the blind went on M'Baku, which that actually does matter a little. But I wasn't planning on attacking with Shuri anyways. So let's just finish off Rocket. Won't have to eat that ult ever. So that's nice. Now, Okoye doing her job. Shuri healing and cleansing. Now we're in a pretty good state. Now we have to deal with the Groot. Giving defense up and death proof. Get a good cleanse here. Okay, it's not the death proof, so it should be... Oh, it's Okoye's turn. That's fine. There we go. Now that should take care of... That should take care of Star-Lord. There we go. Star-Lord's down. Now we work on Vision and all of his nice dodges. I like that M'Baku is harder to dodge, so... Well, you'd have to dodge him twice. which does happen quite a lot, but oh well. Let's go with the special. Okay, that's a lot of dodges. There we go, he's down anyways. So now let's just clear that from group. Let's not clear it, never mind. Didn't want to do it anyways. Of course I did, but you know, oh well. Obviously this matchup is pretty safe at the moment. Let's give him defense down. Or not. Let's kill him. Kill him? No? Let's kill him. There we go. And the Wakanda comes through. So I think that puts me at 8-2. So I will do 2 more battles. One is going to be with my X-Men, and then I'm going to use my particular Ultron team, which is not the greatest Ultron team. It's just the team I run. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I found Brotherhood, and I'm going to punch up against the Brotherhood. That's pretty much my entire thought process. All right. So basically I picked this team simply because they're a direct counter, and it's fun to beat the Brotherhood when you can because they're not easy to beat and you don't beat them very much. That's my entire thought. Let's do this here. Again, I'm not stopping with all my teams after this point because I don't think any of my other teams can beat Tier 8 or anything like that. I can. I just don't want this video to be too long, but I want it to be fun. So I'm going to have a little more fun than normal, and I'm going to do a few extra fights than I needed to in this video just for the literal sake of fun. But I'm not going to want to go too long, so just kind of guessing how long I'm going is basically what I'm saying. I'm gonna use that extend because I don't want Colossus taunting yet. I want my Phoenix to die first. Okay, that should kill my Phoenix. Nope, that's gonna kill no one because I blinded him. That's right. Alright, let's get to it. Let's just keep attacking. It's not looking great right now, but it should be fine by the end of this. Things are downloading on the bottom. That's not right. There you go. Thank you for killing my Phoenix. That's good. Let's just try this basic. Oh, did not work. Oh, Magneto is dead. Very nice. Let's just do the special. It's fun. Why not? At this point, I'm pretty safe. Taunt up. Let's use one basic here. Probably could have used the alt at this point. Don't get the special animation right now. Think they're reactivating that really soon. Let's use this alt. That should finish off Sabretooth. Yeah, I did 80,000 damage to Sabretooth and like 50,000 to Mystique. Okay. My Colossus is dead. Let's alt here. That should be enough to finish the job. Nope, not even close. I'm very good at judging this. Trust me. Alright, there we go. Job done. X-Men won. A lot of fun. Very easy. Again, a very mixed-match power team, but it's a very good team, so it doesn't matter as much. So I'm going to do one more team for you guys for fun on the highest tier of Blitz. And it should work. It's an Ultron team, but ironically, it's not the most successful team I've had on tier 8 of Blitz. The one that I've had so far at the highest tier that's been working the most since the update has been my Hero Brawlers, with Captain Marvel, Miss America, Miss Marvel, Gamora, and Deadpool. Just so you guys know. But I'm going to do one more battle, and it's going to be my Ultron team for fun. I'm going to try this against the Defenders. There are probably better matchups, and that 85k Punisher does not look fun at all. Going to be 100% honest with you, but I just want to know if this will work. It's 130k punch up, and there's an 85,000 power Punisher, so it's not the easiest matchup, but it's the most fun. And this is basically the two Sinister Six members that I think need to be together with Shocker and Rhino, giving that offense up for his ult. Vision, who could be on my Power Armor team, but I like him here. He gives the defense up to Ultron, which is nice. And Spider-Man, who I replaced with Mysterio on my Spider-Verse team. So it's basically Sinister Six and the members that got replaced by Sinister Six members plus Ultron. So let's see how this goes. Okay, last battle here. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, Spider-Man dodge. That's fun. Let's go out on this end and do the defense downs. Let's get no defense downs. That's nice too. Let's ability block Luke Cage. Was hoping to ability block Punisher as well, but I didn't. And that's pretty much all there is to that. We're gonna summon here, which is gonna probably get them all killed because he's so strong. My goodness gracious, that's crazy strong. Okay, that's fun. So this is bad. This is not a situation you would like to have. So again, here is the pros and cons of the new Blitz. You can have a lot of fun all the way up, and then you can easily win with a team that barely loses, even on the final tier of Blitz. Obviously, if I picked this because I was curious to see what would happen, and I was dumb because I decided to summon right before Punisher Ultimate. Don't do that. Just don't. That's, I think, all I need to tell you is don't do that, and you should be plenty fine. Anyways, I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed making these videos. I enjoyed making this video in particular. I really hope you guys like this, and I hope this was helpful. So let me know your thoughts on the whole Blitz update, whether you think it was enough or whatnot, anything else you think they want to change, or you can make fun of me for losing a couple fights. That is fine too. Anyways, if you want to do that, you can do it in the comments, or you can join my Discord. There's a link to that in the video description. There's going to be a few other links, all ways to support the channel if you're interested. Makes a huge difference. But if you did like it, please leave a like, and please subscribe. That makes a massive difference. And just keep watching videos, let others know about them, and have some fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'm here to help.